Good morning, bastards. I think it's time we talk a little bit about Mori and what's going on with her and if it's worth building or not. I'm going to be honest, Shift Up does not make good free characters with the exception of 2 of them, but it is what it is. Welfare characters in this game, for the most part, are pretty useless. If she is your waifu, go ahead, build her, don't look at this video, don't ask, right? Because if you like a character, use them. It's completely fine. Waifu over meta, any day of the week. But if we talk about meta, let's talk about how you should be building her. Before we start, as usual, hello the internet, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Thank you to all my patrons for making this content possible. You can join them with the links in the description down below. And let's talk about Mori. This is not my account. Thank you, Newas, for letting me test in your account. This is a fully overloaded Mori. She's 10-10-10, and right now no cube. We'll talk about cubes in a second. I want to talk a little bit about the tier list and why Mori basically sucks. Let me refresh my PvP really quickly here, because she has a few things that just make no sense to me on her kit at least. On the tier list right now, I have put her on T4, okay? She's a character that in almost like any situation is not worth bringing for anything, and we'll talk about why in a second. There is multiple things on her kit that just make no sense. Also, this is a promotion match for Lost Sword. Ooh, nice, free gems. But when we talk about NIKKE and we talk about Mori, there is few situations where it's actually worth bringing her. So let's talk a little bit about her skills first so you guys can understand why she is so bad. First of all, when she enters battle, she will create a shield and enter struggle mode. When you burst, if she's on struggle, she will be increasing her max HP continuously, stacking up to 5 times. If she does not have a shield, she will be recreating the shield. The problem with this skill is that to actually fully stack the max HP, it assumes you can keep the shield up forever, which in reality, anytime you bring her into any sort of deficit, she's gonna get killed because the max HP is not enough to keep her alive, and her shield, even at the 40%, is not enough to keep her alive. This is final max HP, so plenty of way of scaling this. You could be using Rogue, you could be using the Vigor Cube, you could be using fully overloading her, and dupes will increase her HP as well, etc. But still, it's a skill that does nothing for her in terms of actually providing damage or utility for the team. This is a shield that's only for herself. This is not like Grown, not like other characters or like Senti that will shield the whole team. It's only for herself. Then you have a skill 2. This activates after landing 60 normal attacks and will taunt for 4 seconds. This activates every 5-ish seconds. Since an assault rifle, that's how fast it will shoot, 12 bullets per second, I believe it is right now. So that will be almost 100% uptime, considering you don't reload or you don't do anything, right? But since she does not have heals, and we'll talk about her burst in a second, this means she will most likely be losing the shield and killing herself. The second part of the skill, it's pretty interesting and pretty useless in my opinion. So, first of all, activates when the parts of any ally, including caster, are destroyed. But then you click, and it says a skill that activates when destroying enemy parts. What the fuck do you mean? Like, how does this work? Is it enemy parts? Is it ally parts? Shift up. Can you please be consistent on your skill descriptions? Now, let's assume it's enemy parts, right? Let's say you have a boss with parts and you are actually getting sustained damage. This is not continuous, so this is 15 seconds. Same for this damage right here. It's only when you're breaking a part. There are a few bosses that are regenerating parts constantly or consistently. You have Mother World, you have a few others, but for the most part, bosses do not regenerate parts, and we have gotten most of the previous or recent solo raids don't even have parts to begin with. So this is a character that her second skill, it's completely useless. Completely useless. It's so situational, you can't leave this at level 1 and it's completely fine. The taunt, as far as I remember, should be still 4 seconds at level 1. But her sustained damage and her normal damage here are not good enough or are not gonna be broken consistent enough. This sustained damage buff, you will not be able to fully stack it up. And even assuming you could actually fully stack this up, it will be a 10% only, making it, like I was saying earlier, not good. When we talk about sustained damage in this game, right, if we go to characters and we go to sustained damage, there are no good sustained damage dealers. Not only there are no good sustained damage dealers, but all of the characters right here, even if you were to be buffing them with a 10%, it's not worth it. The only good one we have right now is going to be Crust and is going to be Rosanna. And they are good because they provide something else other than sustained damage. Attack damage on the case of Crust, and Rosanna is doing damage taken debuff, if I remember correctly. So that's the only reason why those two are decent, not because the sustained buff. A 10% sustained damage buff is dog shit. And again, you cannot even fully stack this up. And then lastly, we have her burst skill. This will be recovering her shield if she has a shield, right? And then also increasing her max HP and increasing sustain damage by 10% for all allies. Again, assuming you can fully stack this up, it's a 20% sustain damage buff, a max HP for herself, and recovering her shield. The problem is that her shield will be gone because she will be getting completely fucked. If a 4-second taunt in most cases scenarios nowadays means she's gonna be dead. This is a character that has no real self buff, so her damage is lackluster. Her survivability is not that good. She provides nothing for the team. Outside of being a good waifu, in my opinion, nice belly, right, nice legs, she has nothing that is worth building for. Again, if she's your waifu, I know I'm trash talking her a lot, but if she's your waifu, go build her, guys. I'm just talking from the perspective of meta and why she is T4, right? It feels like I'm trash talking Newa's account here. I'm not Newa's, I'm sorry. Okay, I know she's your waifu. I'm just speaking here from meta perspective only. But if we talk about that, it's just not worth it. She's a character that right now is providing no value for anything. No game mode where she will be valuable, not even in actually in the tower to progress, since there is no sustained damage dealer for, I think she's Missilis, right? Yeah, Missilis. We're getting Mihara next week. Until we get Mihara, we cannot say anything. So far, free characters in this game have always been pretty lackluster. You have the free Rey we got. You have 2 pilgrims that were actually decent. I assume the only reason they made them a little bit better is because they were pilgrims. For example, Rapunzel is giving you attack damage on a 20-second burst, which is pretty good. At level 10, I think it was like, what, a 20% maybe, which is pretty nice. And then a small white was actually a nice DPS. She was a good DPS at the beginning because if you have nothing else, as an iron character, we don't have a lot of DPSs, she has good damage, right? You can use her. It's not amazing, it's not a meta character, but you can use her and actually her damage would be good enough. She even has a few self buffs for the max ammo capacity, the attack damage, and also getting the max the infinite ammunition on her burst paired with more attack. So she is a great character. It's a character you can actually use and even invest in and get usage out of raids. But for Mori, as of right now at least, unless they release other characters, it's just not worth it. If you were to be building her, the only thing you care about is max ammunition capacity and hit rate, so you can keep hitting. Even you can ignore hit rate probably, she's not a DPS. You can just go for max ammunition capacity. I would be going for like a 4-1-4 if you love her for whatever reason, a 7-4-7, right? And then for the cube, other than going for vigor, there is nothing really good for her because this is gonna be giving her bigger shields. Max HP means stronger shields on her own. You could also be going for Bastion because resilience is not gonna be as good considering she already has a 1-second real time. So Vigor, Bastion, and even Wingman could be an option for the max ammo. But like I was saying, as of right now, I don't recommend building her. This is still good for new players because it will help you break the 160 wall though. That said, that's everything we need to talk about for Moria, at least for now. Do let me know how you guys are feeling about her in terms of her kit, not design. I do love her design, but it's not worth for me to build her at the moment. As usual, we're gonna be live later. Feel free to drop by, link in the description. Good luck with your pool data rates. I'll see you in the next one.